this is something I've been wanting to talk about or question out for a while because with the whole new drawing and everything of Emu, the Lunaris, Joy Boy, I just kind of wanted to ask a question that maybe doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but like in my opinion, I feel like this is a very skewed thing. Is there really a true concept of good and evil in One Piece? Like, obviously, there's the main, like, terrible things that happen with, like, slavery and, mass forced incarceration, all those crazy things that happen in One Piece. Just, all the murder. Yes, that's, like, clearly bad. But, I mean, from an objective standpoint, like, because this is another reason why I really like that little one shot One Piece film that they did, given the perspective of the Navy soldiers and everything. Like, if you're just a random Navy guy, you make it to the Navy, and you're fighting against this massive hand, this guy that screams Rubber Man that screams Gear 3 and is bringing down the hammers of justice upon you. Like, objectively, you see Luffy as the Straw Hats are basically terrorists. I know, it seems, okay, they're doing all this stuff for liberation, but, like, when you really deep it from a government standpoint, now, I'm not saying the government are good or evil, like, even within the government, there's people that disagree, and there's, like, there's Sword, who's a whole different, defective faction that, like, not many people know about, and the people that do know about them are just, like, treat them like they're traitors or something like that, like, they're not really they're not really any good or anything. Like, everyone kind of, I feel like One Piece is a combination of just everyone's different agendas, because I don't really see any pure, like, an actual good, like, let's go to Wano, right? Luffy saves Otama because she gives him food. Like, Luffy saves anyone who gives him food. Not because he's like, okay, this is good and this is bad. Like, he saves his friends, and that's kind of really all he cares about. Because let's keep it real, the Straw Hats are not only terrorists, they're also murderers. Because if you think someone's surviving the like 10 kilowatts or gigawatts of lightning that Nami is shooting out from that cloud, or those massive fists that are way bigger than buildings coming down on someone, or when Zoro murdered 100 people in Whiskey Peaks, like, they're basically bona fide terrorists and killers. So, I mean, look at Kid. Everyone felt sorry for Kid after Shang sliced him in half, but Kid was a mass murderer pre-time skip. Like, Broski was burning people at the stake. Lord's taking 100 people's hearts hostage. So, I mean, is there really any, like, I don't personally, I don't really see, like, I have no problem, like, I love One Piece, don't get me wrong, but, like, I don't really see any concept of good or evil within that. I think it's all, in my opinion, it's all just, like, what's your agenda? Because even Emu, like, I don't really see Emu, like when people say, oh, the personification of evil, I just feel like it's what Emu's interests are. Because, again, would Akainu agree, like, Akainu disagrees with the elders, but that doesn't make Akainu a good guy, per se. Like, but that doesn't make, like, the argument is Akainu, how much, like, more noble is Akainu than Garp? Because Garp doesn't really care. Like, Garp is mainly, like, the only reason he's not, like, head admiral is because he doesn't want to be the lapdog for the Celestials or anything. But that doesn't make him a good guy, He still didn't do it, like, obviously his hands were tied, for the whole Ace thing, but, like, I've always felt like Garp is a bit wishy-washy with his quote-unquote morals. Like, I never really fully know where Garp stands, because obviously he couldn't really do much for Ace. I'm not saying his like lack of doing things in the whole Marineford arc was bad per se, but, like, he pulled up for Kobe, and he did save all those people, but still, his convictions feel wishy-washy, because he wouldn't just let if he saw, my thing is, if he saw Ace going down the path and he didn't like the path that Ace was going down, I feel like he could have done more if he wanted to. Do you feel what I'm saying? And I don't really feel like he really has that big of a problem against pirates. Because, yes, you can say he's a good person for taking care of Ace in the first place, but after Luffy got that 30 million berry bounty, he would have stopped him. Because there's no way you think pre-time skip Luffy was doing anything against Garp. He didn't even have Haki. So, yeah, all in all, I don't really, from my perspective, I don't see anyone as good or evil. I think they're all kind of a chaotic neutral. Obviously, some worse than others. Like, Doflamingo with all his craziness and all that stuff, and the guy with the gas fruit that with all those experimentations and everything. This pure like even to an extent, like is King really a bad guy? So I'm just like, I don't really see anyone. If anything, I'm rooting for Akainu, but that's just me. I kind of want to see Akainu. Like, I wouldn't be mad if the story ended with Luffy losing to Akainu. Well, I mean, he probably won't. He definitely won't, because I think Luffy could probably take Akainu right now. But yeah, I'm Team Akainu.